Sean Chambers, I think 430 yards, accountable for offense and 5 touchdowns. What can you say about his performance?
Well, it was right from the start. Second play of the game, he goes whatever it was, just about 80, and you could tell he was feeling really comfortable. He came out in his first couple throws. I thought we made some really good catches on the other end, but he's played a lot of football, and I really think last week he obviously was the guy, and he was ready to go this week, and appreciate his effort, and certainly it was a good team win though. I mean, he certainly had the yards and all that, but it was a really good team win on all levels.
And your special teams got you some good field position and had some big plays as well.
Yeah, I think with Markey and Taco, we have weapons, and that's great. I mean, we didn't have that last year. We didn't have that turn the field over ability. Now they got the fake punt, and that was 4th and 20, and heck of a call they made. But it was. Special teams I think we have a chance to really make a difference in special teams, and the return game was something that was lacking last year, but it's not this year, and it's exciting.
And a really potent offense, a lot of weapons for UC Davis out there today. A big challenge for your defense.
Yeah, they're a good team. They've had a tough schedule to start. They're a good team, and they're well-rounded, and a lot of different guys that can hurt you offensively. Quarterback, he played another, I think, solid game, and Gilliam's obviously a lot to handle. So they were gonna get some. I think that was fair to say. They were gonna make some plays, but I think ultimately our defense in the second half settled in, and we answered their drive with that return, and we scored a couple plays later. That was so huge. It kind of just grabbed that momentum back. Football is such a game of momentum, and they had it just a couple times. And whether it was James' interception after the fake punt, the return we had after their touchdown, I can't say enough about our guys just answering. And that's what this team's about. We're getting better. We're not. We're not where we need to be necessarily, but we're getting better. That was great to see tonight.
Despite all the injuries, how does it feel to know that y'all have been able to take care of business and improved to 2-0 now in conference play?
Well, I think we've had a fair amount of injuries, and we're getting some guys back. But that's the nature of it. We're over a month into the season, and the mark of a good team is that it doesn't slow you down. Honestly, we have to be able to plug another guy in, and for the most part, we've been able to do that. And our guys, I think they believe in the next guy just as much, and that's a pretty critical part of it. So, no, we're making some progress. That's for sure.
You saw Sean Chambers take that 65-yard touchdown back, and you gave him a hug as soon as he came over to the sideline. What emotions were you kind of feeling watching him run that back?
Well, I thought he was a little nicked up at halftime, honestly, and that run didn't show like he was nicked up at all. No, I'm so happy for him. This all working out for him to come to Montana State, and obviously Tommy's injury put him on the field like this, but for him to be able to have individual success within our team, he's a team member, and that's hard when you've invested in another place, and you leave your friends and everything, and you transfer, and it's complicated. And I knew it was, once we got to September and we were playing games, I felt like this would happen. This could happen for him. So I'm very happy for him and our team. Our team's really embraced him. There's no doubt about that.
Last week, House Wright said one of the best things he's seen from Sean Chambers, just the fact that he's smiling again and that you can tell he's loving this game. Is that something you've kind of seen from him as well, just him, taking it by the hands again?
Yeah. He's a competitor, and he did not want to get to the situation that he got to. He didn't want to go to another school, and it's just the way it worked out. And to be fully invested now as a Bobcat, and our team to fully believe in him, and then for him to make the most of his opportunity, I think Like I said, that's complicated, and I think we're there. We'll get Tommy back, and we'll be able to utilize them both again, and but he answered the call today, and that's, I knew he could, and more importantly, just he went out and did it.
When UC Davis cut it to 31-24, what helped you guys finish the game, and what did you think of the way you were able to finish the game?
Well, we answered with that kick return.
Yeah.
I think that was a huge play, and credit to Coach Udy with the scheming it up. Credit to Marquis, our blocking, and we created a short field, and that's I think when Cleveland got the touchdown a couple plays later, and we grabbed that momentum again, and then the defense was able to, really for the most part in that last quarter, get it done, and like that's a good team though. They're a good team. They're 1-4 now. That's hard to believe, but they'll win some games, and I'm just really proud of our guys answering the call today, because we knew this was going to be a challenge, and we took a step forward last week, and I think we took another step today.
You just played so fast offensively. Was that just more what Sean can handle, or what was the thinking?
Well, I think we were simple. I think I think we recognized last week we probably didn't go after it enough on the edge. Just the way that game played out was literally the last couple weeks. Our passing game wasn't as dynamic as it needed to be, and I think we felt like we could go after some things today, and we got guys that can make plays out there, and it was good to see the whole trio of Willie, Cleveland, and Robbie all make some big plays for us today.
It's pretty crazy how much stuff UC Davis runs offensively. So what was the game plan? I guess what was the process of game planning for that like? And does it take a little while for the guys to kind of settle in?
Yeah, I think you got to stop the run as much as you can, and did we do it perfectly? No way, no how. They popped a few, and then they're going to, ultimately, you want to make them one-dimensional, and I think once we got up 17 and we were 3 scores and they were still running it, I think they were. We felt pretty good at that point, but I until we got that field goal to get up 17, they were able to, I think, be pretty dangerous at that point. So. No, I think we made some adjustments at halftime like we always do. It was the RPOs that were probably hurting us as much as anything, in combination with the run game, and that's a real challenge. So credit to our defensive coaches of slowing that down in the second half.
That punt return, or the fake punt, the next play James has the interception. I think it was a 4-point game at the time. I mean, You look at that as one of the most pivotal sequences.
Yeah, I mean that sequence and getting it to 7 and then the kick return, I think those are the biggest two, and I mean heck of a play by James getting underneath that and making that play, and because that's a huge momentum. I mean for them to run a fake on 4th and 20, that's a pretty gutsy call, and they got us there, and we fortunately were able to not let it hurt us.
On both those big Chambers touchdown runs, there was some big blocking on the edge by Robbie, especially, and a couple other guys. Like, how big of an emphasis is that in practice, even for your wideouts?
Yeah, wideouts, tight ends. I know Derek Snell, I think on both of them was involved. I think they were, for the 2 long ones, was probably the same play. I think. No, our receivers. I mean, that's part of the deal, and they're older guys. They're mature. And they understand that, and they take pride in it. And our perimeter run game doesn't exist without their effort and their ability to go out there and get it done.
And speaking of wide receivers, Cleveland is a guy who maybe hasn't gotten a ton of touches the first few games, but got that touchdown tonight. How big was it to see him score again? Yeah,
it was huge, and we got him on the outside a little bit. That was the plan: get Taco in there to play the slot, get Cleveland on the outside, because he's more than capable. I think we got out of that Eastern game and we played those 3 guys a ton of plays and just wanted to be able to roll them a little bit more. So no, he's as capable. They all have their own strengths, but they're all dangerous, and that's a good place for us to be.
Omar started at left guard. I know he's been rotating in at right a lot. What's kind of, I guess, been his progress, I guess?
Yeah, really good. I think we want to keep all those guys on edge. I'm really pleased with Omar, JT, the whole crew. I mean, they continue to get it done, and that was great that we were able to finish on the field like we did at the end. Great to see Garrett Kuhn out there getting some run, and as a offensive lineman, that's your goal. You get an opportunity to finish on the field, finish in victory formation. You want to do it. So really pleased, with that group's progress and attention to detail, all that stuff.
When the game was winding down, what kind of went into the decision of keeping Sean Chambers out there instead of Sean Austin?
Oh, we were only up 17. There's nothing to think about there.
When you're seeing Sean have these last two games like this, any part of you flash back to 2020 and some of those just really down moments for him and see how far he's come?
Well, yeah, I mean he had some really high highs, as a starter, and he had some low lows with injuries, and then I wasn't there last year, so ultimately how that finished out. No, it's he's a real genuine person, and to have him, I guess to have him back is that's what transferring should be about. It's about getting an opportunity to go someplace and continue to write your story. And he didn't need his story to end, I guess, at Wyoming. So to have his story continue on here is a pretty neat deal.
What have you thought of the progress you made since we were standing on the field in Portland?
Oh, so I think significant. I think we fought that day, but we couldn't change momentum. And you look at these last 2 weeks against, I think, two good teams, we've been able to take some blows, and whether it's been offense, defense, special teams, tilted back in our favor. And that's what we need to do. It's a good league, and you're gonna get tested week in, week out, and things unraveled that day, and we learned some lessons, and I think it's paid dividends moving forward here.